Hello folks, this is my follow-up video with my little 1895 Nagant revolver. Trying to get where the sun is not in the way. It's not really summer anymore, but it still feels kind of like it. That should be a little bit better. I am actually going to shoot it at one of my targets out here at a little berm on our ranch. It is a 7-shot revolver, about 32 calibers. And here is the little revolver, and I'm going to try getting it so you can actually see the cylinder gap close when you pull back the hammer. Let's see how the hammer is very heavy. So let's see. You can actually see when you pull the hammer back, the cylinder rotates, then it actually moves forward. That closes the notorious cylinder gap. That creates a lot of noise when you shoot a revolver. There is some degree of pressure that's actually lost when that cylinder gap is there. Some revolvers will have a much more narrow cylinder gap, while others will be more loose. I would say that adds a little bit to the cost when they manufacture the revolver, because they have to test it to make sure that everything works the way it's supposed to. Probably cheaper revolvers will have a much more loose cylinder gap, while more expensive ones, they might opt to bring things a little bit closer, so you're not losing so much energy through that gap, and more of that gunpowder goes down the barrel behind the bullet where it's supposed to be. And if you also notice, one thing I didn't mention yet is that you can see that hammer and the firing pin right there. That is something you don't really see on more modern revolvers. You see it mostly on older revolvers. On modern revolvers, the hammer will make contact with the transfer bar. That transfer bar is part of a safety feature. So in essence, you could argue that this revolver doesn't really have any safety features to speak of. The safety feature is mostly just you keeping your finger off that trigger until you're ready to shoot your gun. It also moves a little bit. Something that's kind of funny. So on my to-do list is going to be to try to find some replacement firing pins for this, in case if I end up shooting it too much and ended up breaking the firing pin, like I did on one of my fairly old revolvers. So let's see if I can get this just right. And I'm going to try shooting at probably that target that's full of duct tape. Hopefully this video comes out well. Here we go. I'll be shooting this in single action style by pulling the hammer back. I still haven't exactly figured out how to get this thing to shoot in double action yet, but hopefully that'll improve at some point. So here we go, 7 shots. Ah! Heavy little hammer. And I had to make sure that I got all 7 shots. Yeah, looks like I got them all. You can actually spin the cylinder while the hammer is down, which is something I found to be pretty funny. But pretty fun for a 100-year-old revolver.